Were you going to sneeze? Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Yoga. Right, so as per my note, we're moving up the chakras, and we're now dealing with AJNA chakra, your sixth chakra, and you can think of it as your sixth sense. And the reason I'm wearing this color is because this is the color of your sixth chakra. So just, hi, are you Stephanie? Hi, nice to meet you. Hi. Okay, so basically, you know, the subtle body, and we've talked about this in previous classes, is where all the energy is flowing, and that is where our chakras are. They're in the subtle body. So this is your physical body, your subtle body is the next layer. And when the energy becomes blocked or unbalanced, we can actually feel it, possibly physically, mentally, and or emotionally. So it's important to keep this energy moving, and that's why we've been spending some time discussing these vortexes of energy, AKA chakras. The sixth chakra, third eye, located in the center of your forehead. So today we're going to do some focusing on that area. And as I said, you can think of it like your sixth sense. So taste, touch, smell, hearing and seeing, these are the five that are the physical senses, but the sixth, of course, isn't really physical, but that's what the AJNA chakra is all about, accessing our intuitive, not instinctual, our intuitive side. Instinctual is a mother goose that walks her goslings across the 401. That's an instinct. She just wants to get the other side of the road. If she was intuitive, she'd go, probably, you know, I'm not going to do this. We'll have to wait till they can fly or something. So higher knowledge, and the thing, and you know, why do we want to tap into this stuff? Because sometimes we really need to try and think outside of the box, think differently. And by focusing and developing and bringing this whole area some energy, some love, you know, all of us have these moments where we like, aha, that might work. Or, aha, I don't even have an answer, but I'm going to be patient because I know something will come. There will be an answer. Stevie Wonder said so. You got to trust Stevie Wonder. Problems have solutions, right? Trust and you will know. One of my favorite Stevie songs. So now interesting, natural light is the element, natural light. And I just want to at this point say, and also indigo is the color, but this chakra can be stimulated by vanilla, the smell of vanilla, you know, for what that's worth. There was something I just wanted to say. Oh yeah, so this chakra is mainly, the pineal gland is what is mostly affected by this chakra. And we know that the pineal gland will secrete melatonin. Now, darkness is an assist to the body producing melatonin. Light, it inhibits it. This is why they'll tell you, stop looking at your screens or whatever it is and dim the lights if you want to get a good night's sleep. There's other issues with sleep and things too. I'd say unresolved conflicts and unfulfilled desires are probably what keep a lot of people awake at night. And they're not easily resolved, but they are resolvable. So the word AJNA means command. So we can think of this as sort of a command center. So to that end, Stephanie, there are blocks over on the, and there's also iPads if you grab one now, and there's a knee pad if you need it. We're going to do a really brief meditation, super brief. So however you can find yourself sitting comfortably in an upright position, the block helps. And remember, when you're using the block, try to bring whatever it is you're sitting on. And if you know, there are firm chairs, you know, if you're at home and you're practicing at home, a firm chair is fine and the soles of your feet flat on the floor. But the idea here is to try to align your chakras. So sometimes you got to pull your chin back in because we're so used to having our heads forward. It's just not a good look and it's not good for your neck. So you want the center, the crown of your head, right over perhaps your heart, or consider the holes in your ears over the center of your shoulders. All right, and then once you're sitting comfortably, and if cross-legged isn't comfortable, please find another way. Either keep your legs straight out in front, whatever is working for you today is what is the way. All righty, so maybe you need to wiggle around, just let that which is touching the ground settle down. And this is going to be very short for those of you who feel squirmish about this idea of meditating. Drop the idea. It's been around longer than any of us and will be around as a method of accessing a higher wisdom. Some people call it cosmic consciousness. Don't have to call it anything, but it helps us get in touch with our higher wisdom, our own higher wisdom. It's already there. So take a deep breath in and exhale. You can exhale through your mouth if you like. And another deep breath in. And then let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let your hands rest on your thighs. You can take a mudra of your pointer finger and your thumbs touching, or you can just lay the palms of your hands on your thighs, whatever's comfortable. And become aware of your breath. Neither controlling nor manipulating. And then bring your inner focus up to this area of the third eye. This is a meditation focus for many meditators. Some will meditate at the heart level. Some won't have any inner focus. They might have a word or the picture of a deity. But in this case, please try to bring your awareness to the center of your forehead. Just breathing into this place. For those of you who can visualize color, you could visualize violet, the color that I'm wearing. There's nothing more to do than sitting up straight, bringing your inner gaze to the center of your forehead. And if your mind wanders, that's just what the mind does. So once you're aware of that, brilliant. Bring your attention and focus back to your third eye. And then bring your hands together in prayer, keeping your eyes closed. Rub your palms together vigorously, generating heat and warmth, and then cup your eyes in this blue-black warmth. Your fingers are probably touching the area of the third eye where your pineal gland is, although deep within the tissue of the brain. Keeping your eyes closed, wash your face and release your hands back onto your thighs. Continue to keep your eyes closed, and let's rub our palms together one more time, vigorously, generating heat and warmth. Keep your eyes closed, and then cup them over your eyes, bathing them in this blue-black warmth. brush your face with your hands, drawing your hands back down to your thighs, sitting up tall one more time. One more breath in. Exhale with a smile and open your eyes. But maybe you'd like to leave them closed, because this is, if you have that feeling, you're moving into this technique of meditation. Okay, so let's remove our blocks. Come on over onto your knees. And we're going to come into a modified child's pose. Of course, if bending your knees more than 90 degrees doesn't work, you're going to come into puppy pose. But what I want you to be able to do here now is to bring your forehead either onto the mat, or if you need elevation, you can fold your palms, your forearms, and rest your forehead onto your forearms. Or if you need more height, stack your fists. So this little bit of pressure helps to stimulate, open, and activate. We can't bring something into balance unless it's moving, activated, and open. So that is the focus of this class. Again, you can always draw your inner focus up to your third eye. Inhale, come on up. And now, dolphin pose. Now, this is going to be the modification for dolphin pose, is that your hands will be in prayer, but I want your forehead to rest on your thumbs in prayer. So we've done this before. So you're going to place your forearms on the floor. Now, I know some of you have some shoulder arm issues, in which case, just bring your forehead on your thumbs. But for those of us whose shoulders and forearms are okay, curl your toes under. So your forearms are flat on the floor, your hands in prayer, your thumbs are sticking up, and you're lifting your hips up, and you're resting your forehead, your third eye, on your thumbs. So you're just bringing attention and awareness. Where attention goes, energy flows. And it's not just physical. If we think about something, the energy will go there. And release your knees onto the floor. And let's bring hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips for cat-cow, which also activates the third eye. It always helps to keep our focus, to be mindful about the area of the body that we're working on. So we do cat-cow frequently because of all the benefits. In this case, for your third eye, AJNA chakra. Okay, fingers are spread wide apart. Press into your fingers. When you do that, you're taking some of the weight out of the wrist area and activating more of the forearm muscles. On an exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, drop your tail, and pull your bellies in. On an inhale, curl your toes under, hollow out your lower back, lift your tail, and draw your heart center forward as you lift through the neck, the head. Exhale, flatten the tops of your feet, round your spine into cat, pull your bellies in, and then curl your toes under, hollow out your lower back, lifting through the heart center. Exhale, round your back into cat. Curl your toes under, hollow out your lower back. And last round, flatten the tops of your feet as you round your spine. Curl your toes under, hollow out your lower back. And with your toes curled under, can you push up into downward dog? And just walk your dog, one leg straight, one bent. And change. Relax your neck. And change. And last time, one leg bent, one straight. And then walk your feet towards your hands. And please just let your upper body hang for a moment, stretching out through the lower back. Knees are bent, soft. Belly on thighs. Relax your neck. Sometimes you need to just give your head a little bit of a shake so that you know that you're not holding on, and then pressing the soles of your feet into the floor. Slowly roll up. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. And the last thing to come up will be your head. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, roll back. Interlock your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. I find myself now when I'm going for walks, because I'm spending so much time in front of a screen, I actually walk like this now, or I take my arms, not for my entire walk, but a lot of it just feels good. I'm opening up. Okay, shake everything out. Give your legs a shake out, maybe your chest. That's right, we're belly dancing today. Okay, come on up to the front of the room for sun salutations. How are we doing for heat? We okay? All right. Inhaling in place, exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart, arms up, reach up, look up, and arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together, lift up out of your waist, stretching up tall. Exhale, fold from your hips, reaching. If your fingertips don't touch the floor with your knees straight, then you need to bend your knees, let your head hang, step your left leg back, drop your knee to the mat. And bring your hands onto your front right thigh, focus your gaze for balance, and then lift that back leg off the floor, press through that back heel. Focus your gaze for balance, focus on the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingers are active, turn them forward, bring them on either side of your front foot. Come into your push-up or plank position. Again, if this is too much for your wrists or your shoulders today, bring your knees to the floor. You can take your weight backwards. This will take all the weight out of the shoulders and forearms. If you're in plank position, pull your bellies up towards your inner spine. Draw your rib cage in. Focusing your gaze, looking straight down at the mat, reaching the crown of your head forward. Again, you're pressing your fingers into the mat to activate more of the wrist and forearm muscles. If you find yourself struggling with this posture, just practice it a few times during the week. You know, sometimes I do this before I go to bed. I do a couple things before I go to bed. And then give a little stretch. Release your knees. Flatten the tops of your feet. Take your hips back towards your heels slowly. You flatten the tops of your feet. Take your time. Sending your hips back. Of course, if you can't bend 90 degrees, you're staying in puppy pose. But if you're able to take your hips back, take them as far as you can and feel the stretch through your torso, your armpits, your shoulders, your wrists and arms, and then leaving your hands exactly where they are. Lower your forearms onto the mat and slowly, staying low, keep your bum up in the air. You're going to release your chest and your chin to the mat when you're able. And then slide everything out behind you. So you're flat on the floor. Draw your fingertips back to align with the tops of your shoulders. Bring your forearms into your side body and press your forearms down towards the floor. So you've ensured that your shoulders are away from your ears and your shoulder blades down your back. Press your hips and pelvis into the mat. Roll an invisible alley to lengthen your neck, looking straight down at the mat. Inhale, come on up into baby cobra. You're not using your hands, you're using the muscles in your lower back. You're also purging impurities from your kidneys and the adrenal glands that sit on top of your kidneys. Stress, these are your stress glands. They need lots of love. And one more breath in to lift. Exhale and lower. Curl your toes under. You can come up onto your knees first, or just press your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward, bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs, press your chest towards your knees, and align your ears with your inner arms. Press your sits bones towards the back of your mat, taking some of the weight out of your upper body, and then press your heels towards the mat. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the ground or not. Doesn't matter. Just feel that stretch through the Achilles tendon, the calves, and the backs of your knees. And again, you're pressing all your fingers into the mat. Lift your left leg up in the air. Look at your left hand and swing that foot as far forward as you can. If it doesn't go very far, drop the opposite knee, pick the foot up at the ankle, and bring it back to the front of your mat. And let your head and torso hang in Uttanasana. Arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps. Pull your bellies in to protect your lower back. Sweep the arms in front, reaching up, feet apart for balance. Look up, arc back. Inhale, feet come together. Lift up out of your waist, stretching up. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Hands in prayer. Exhale, Anjali Mudra to your heart center, Anahata. One more round. Inhaling, exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart. Reach up, look up, arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back towards one another. Lift out of your waist. Fold from your hips. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Let your heads hang. Step your right leg back. Drop the knee to the mat. Bring your hands onto your bent left thigh. Focus your gaze for balance as you lift the knee off the floor. If you wobble a bit, don't worry, you're activating your stabilizing muscles. They all need love. Sweep the arms up, over 600 muscles. We're going to work all of them today if possible. Turn your hands forward, bring them to the floor. Take the other leg back, coming into your version of push-up plank position. Just to take your mind off this, maybe you want to roll back and forwards onto your toes, from the ball of your feet to the toes. Nice stretch for your plantar fascia. Make sure all your fingers are pressing into the mat. And then release your knees, flatten the tops of your feet. And if you're able, take your hips back towards your heels, leave your hands where they are, so you get a really nice stretch through the upper body, arms, and wrists. And breathe. Remember, any part of the body that's being compressed, which right now would be your abdomen, offers the assistance of helping to remove toxins, waste, impurities from that area. And then releasing your forearms onto the floor, staying nice and low. As we stretch out through the abdominal area, fresh arterial blood rushes in. And then releasing your chest and your chin. So I know how awkward this is, but it's excellent for your spine, for the alignment of your spine. And if you have hunched or rounded shoulders, this is a great anecdote. Slide everything out behind you. Draw your fingertips back to align with the edges of your shoulders. Bring your elbows in towards your rib cage. Press your forearms down towards the floor. In preparation for a fuller expression of Cobra, if your lower back can handle it today, you may wish to separate your feet a little bit wider on your mat and roll your baby toes into the mat. But we'll all begin by rolling the invisible alley with our nose to lengthen our necks and look down at the mat. Pressing your hips and pelvis gently into the mat, slowly bring your upper body off the mat. So we're all here in baby cobra. If you feel it, press the floor away from you, coming up into a fuller expression of Bhujangasana, cobra. And again, eyes can roll up towards AJNA chakra. Make sure shoulders stay down and elbows stay in. Nice. So elbows should align with your wrists. If they're not, bring yourself down a little bit. One more breath in. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. And then if you did spread your feet apart, bring them back to align with your hips. Curl your toes under and lift yourselves up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs. Your chest towards your knees. Align your ears with your inner arms. All 10 fingers are pressing into the mat, and of course the heel of your hand as well, so that you have a space inside your palm called the carpal tunnel. And then press your sits bones towards the back of your mats as you press your heels towards the floor. And breathe in earth telluric energy, activating and stimulating your first chakra, Muladhara. Lift your right leg up, look at your right hand, swing that foot as far forward as you can, other leg forward, and let your heads hang. Standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Bring your arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps. Pull your bellies in. Sweep the arms in front, reaching up. Feet apart for balance. Look up, arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift up out of your waist. Exhale, forward fold. Let your heads hang. Now bend your knees. Sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Hands in prayer. Exhale, bring them to your heart center. Lift your elbows up just to give your wrists a little bit of a stretch. And then if you need a sip of water, take one and then come on down onto your mats, lying on your backs for a moment. Turning your palms up in the open and receiving position and bringing your arms far enough away from your bodies that you can feel your shoulders, not just your shoulder blades, but your shoulders resting on your mat. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And then just let your breath normalize itself naturally. We're just giving the body a few moments to gather its energy as well as absorb the benefits of what you have just done. This is important. We can do yoga as aerobics, or we can do it as therapy. I choose the therapy, but you get a bit of aerobics as well. Okay, bend your legs and place the soles of your feet where your knees were. So we're going to do what I'm calling your own little reset for your SI joints. Now, I'll show you the broom in a moment, but we'll start with the ones that we can all do without a prop because most of us don't have a broom handle or stick to work with. But Suffice to say, well, I'll tell you when we get there. So lift your legs up, have your upper legs at right angles to your torso, and the lower leg, part of the leg at right angles. So everything's at a 90-degree angle. Press the small of your back into the floor, and then bring your hands, your palms, to the outside of your thighs with your fingers pointing up. So it's really going to be like isometrics, what we're going to be doing here to reset. And this works on both sides. So you have two sacroiliac joints. So with your palms on the outside of your thighs, you're pressing into your thighs, and your thighs are pressing out. So you're going to feel this in your abs. So that's why you want to press your lower back into the floor and release. So we're going to do 2 more times for about 5 seconds each. Palms are on the side of your thighs. Your fingertips should be close to your knees, but they don't have to be right at your knees. Okay, so once again, you're pressing into your thighs, and the thighs are pressing into the hands. Very much isometric, and release. And last time, hands press into thighs, thighs press into the hands, and that will do. And draw your knees up into your chest for a moment, and just do a gentle rocking from side to side with one hand on each knee. Okay, now, bring your fists, make your hands into fists, have them joined, and bring them inside, right inside of your knees, right inside of your knees. So you got 2 fists, and they're right at your knee joints. Now, you're going to try to push the knees out while you push the knees in. So you're pushing the knees out with your hands. So your arm muscles are getting some work here. So again, one is pressing in, the knees are pressing in. I don't know who's winning here, or if it's a stalemate, and release. Okay, so keep your palms, your fists between your knees, and again, you're pressing out with the fists and you're pressing in with the knees. And one more time. Pressing. So you're using your fists to press your knees apart, but your knees are pressing in. Great. And release. All right, keep your knees bent and the soles of your feet flat on the floor with your arms beside your body. So we're going to do bridge pose now. Well, we're going to focus, lift your shoulder blades up, tuck them underneath your heart. Your palms are facing down and your arms are right beside your body. Your heels are lining up with your sits bones, your ischial tuberosities. So those bones that you should be sitting on and aware of when you're sitting down and assuming an ergonomic position that's good for your body. Press the small of your back into the floor, peel your spine off the floor. And what I want you to do now is really pull your butt, focus on your butt muscles, tighten them up, tighten them up. So you're just focusing on your butt here, tighten them up. Normally in bridge, we're not focusing on this, but I want you to focus on this now. Your SI joint is pretty much where the dimple is in your butt area. And then starting from the top of your spine, come on all the way down. So basically, if you can visualize your hip bones, your ilium, your iliac bones, your sacrum, which is the lower bottom part of your spine, comes between and it attaches to your ilium bones, your hip bones, these, the wide bones that go around your hips. We're going to do this one more time, bridge pose. Press the small of your back into the floor, your palms are facing down, peel your spine off the floor. So you can do this and keep your butt muscles fairly lax, but I want you to really activate your glutes. So scrunch them up. So basically, the area of the sacrum or the sacroiliac joint doesn't have much movement. But as I said in my note, I was picking up some heavy boxes. I don't know what caused it. But, let's face it, life happens and things happen. So I think that joint just got a little bit out of whack. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't see, osteopaths are great. Somebody went to a really good one in the beach. I haven't got the information yet, but I will, and I'll share that. And then slowly, come on, all the way back down. Okay, now place your hands underneath the backs of your thighs and rock up to a seated position. So this is what I want to show you. You can do it without the handle of the broom, but you have to do one at a time. So basically this is easy, and I won't spend much time on this. You're going to put the broom handle under one knee. Now, Rick's got a broom handle, so he can do it, right? So it's under one knee, and it's in front of the other. And basically, the knee on top, you're pressing it towards the handle, and the knee is coming towards you. So, I mean, I don't want to spend much time on this, but again, it would be isometric if you did it without, but you could only do one at a time. So if I press into this knee, and I try to bring the knee forward, and you know what, you could do this, because we'll do this on one. I just want you to, and you would do it both sides. So actually, let's try and do this while I'm doing it with the broom, or you can watch, whatever your choice is. But it's important that you keep your knee at a right angle. So I'm going to push this knee towards me, but I'm going to push on my hand. And you can feel this in this area. You can feel it. So if you have the broomstick, you do one side. Again, you do it for 5 seconds, and then, of course, you would change. So one knee is pressing into the broomstick, and the other one is pressing the broomstick away. But you could use a hockey stick. Somebody suggested a baseball bat. I did it at home even with a plunger. Yeah, I know. It's like, no, okay. So that's the extent of it, okay? Now, I want to do one more while we're focusing on this area, and we're going to do supine pigeon pose. Then we're going to come up and do some standing. So keep your knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. You're going to bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. I want to get into our hips too. Since we're in this area, why not? All right, so your right ankle is on your left knee. With your right hand, you can press your knee a little bit away from yourself. So that'll stretch your inner thigh, your inner adductor muscles. And then bring your left knee towards you. Take your right hand between your legs. Your left is on the outside. You're interlocking your fingers behind your left knee. Now, if you've got a bit of slack here, or if you can pull your knee closer, you may then take your hands around to the front of your knee. But if that's pulling your shoulders off the floor, then continue to keep your hands, fingers interlocked behind your left knee, and only bring it around in front if that's available to you today. So you're going to breathe into your right hip. This is where you'll be feeling it. And you want to press your sacrum down towards the floor, because there's a tendency to lift the sacrum off the floor, and you can feel that when you press your sacrum towards the floor, you feel a little more in that right hip. And I know that you know by now that the hip area is the junk drawer. Where we stuff some thoughts and emotions that we don't either have time to deal with in the moment, might not even realize we're not dealing with it, and then we wonder why our hips are a little bit stiff or unhappy. You know, it's interesting, if you buy a goldfish, you typically get a manual on how to take care of it and feed it. But here we get a human body and we didn't get a manual, so we're innocent in our ignorant behavior. Okay, cross the legs over, cross that right leg over as much as you can, and drop both knees over to the left. Just stretching out and relaxing releasing. And at any time in this class, you can always bring your awareness when we're doing the relaxing postures towards your third eye. Inhale, come back to center, uncross your legs so the soles of your feet are still flat on the floor with your knees bent. If you need to recenter yourself, do so, or perhaps lift up your shoulder blades and tuck them under your heart. So you're nice and centered and prepared. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee. Press with your left hand your left knee and thigh away from you. You'll feel this in your inner thigh adductor muscle. And then bring your right knee towards you. And again, interlock your fingers behind the back of your knee. And once again, if you have the space to bring your hands around to the front of your right knee, there are no prizes. Everybody should be getting exactly what they need from the class, not too little and not too much. So by staying within the boundaries of how your body is feeling today, and remember, like stringing or like tuning an instrument, you don't want to tune it too tight. So don't think 100%, think 80%. And then just feel how you feel in this posture, where you feel the most tension and tightness. Send your loving, caring awareness, not your judgment or your scorn. By using the breath, we help to create some space where it doesn't feel like there's enough. Try to relax your upper body. And then cross that left knee over top of the right as if you were wearing a pencil skirt, and drop both knees over to your right. Then you may wish to turn your head to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross the legs. Once again, bring the knees up in towards the chest, one hand on each knee, and perhaps a gentle massage rolling in circles on your lower back, your second chakra, your sacral plexus, and maybe change the direction. And place your hands underneath the backs of your thighs or roll over onto your side and press yourself back up. And come on over onto your knees. Curl your toes under, walk your feet back, hands back towards your feet or your feet forward, whatever you prefer. And again, keep your knees soft. Let your upper body just hang. Uttanasana is excellent for your lower back. Stretches an area that doesn't sometimes get enough love. Let your heads hang, and then pressing the soles of your feet into the floor. Let your arms hang. Keep your chin tucked into your chest as you slowly roll up, stacking one vertebra on top of the next. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a vinyasa here. Warrior 1 to our front angle bend, and then we're going to do warrior 3, which is a balance posture. And balance postures both focus, they develop Ajna chakra. I'll never forget my tantric swami told me to practice eagle. Just like And we'll do that afterwards, because it's a brilliant pose, and obviously for our joints as well. But again, you're going to focus on your third eye. So coming up to the front of your mat, step your right leg back about 2.5 to 3 feet. Now your front foot's 90 degrees, your back foot's going to be about 60 degrees forward, so it's pointing more forward than not. And then bend your front knee, have your calf line up with your heel, make sure you can see your big toe inside of your knee, and orientate your torso towards the front of your mats. Inhale, sweep arms up, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, Vira, strong. Shh. Fingers are active. Now, inhale, reach up. Every time we stretch up, we can bend a little bit further. Exhale, forward fold over your front leg. Bring your fingertips towards the floor. So your front knee is bent. If you're able, straighten your front leg. And you might want to bend your back knee if you need to. But if you can keep both legs straight, lovely. And then relax your upper body. Parsvottanasana, front angle bend. Relax your neck, please. And then bend your front knee once again. Sweep the arms up, come back into warrior one. We're going to transfer our weight onto our front leg. Again, this is a balanced posture. Please take your time to let your own inner cue for balance come to you, not in my time, in your time. So as you focus, you can bring your arms back beside your body, and you're trying to lift that back leg. I think some people do this on skates. And then bend your front knee, step your leg back. Give yourselves a hand. Nobody fell down. Nobody got hurt. Great. Okay, bring that back leg forward, shake your legs out. Even tech guys happy back there. Okay, come up to the front of your mat and let's try and see what happens on the other side. Okay, so your right foot's forward, your left leg's back. So if you need to spread your feet a little bit wider apart so you have an easier time orientating your torso towards the front of your mat, then do so. Bend your front knee. So basically knee is over ankle, or if you line up your calf with your heel, that's another way to know. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Fingertips are active. Keep your rib cage in, keep your shoulders down. All right, now reach up, lift up out of your waist, exhale, forward fold, bringing your fingertips to the floor. So maybe your front knee is still bent at this point, but see if you can straighten it. And as I said, it might be helpful if you need to bend your back knee so you can straighten your front leg, or maybe both are straight. And then bend your front knee, sweep your arms back up into warrior one. Okay, you're going to wait for your own inner cue to balance, but you're going to shift your weight onto your front leg and then slowly lift your back leg up. Now you can keep your arms forward if you like. You can take them out to the side like an airplane, or you can bring them beside your body. Or you can play around and see what you like. Focus your gaze. And then bend your front knee, step back. Excellent. Lower your arms and give your legs a good shake out. Beautiful. Was that fun? Because now we got big fun. Garudasana, eagle pose. Okay, so in eagle pose, again, take your time, and I'll give you a modification. If some days my balance is terrible, don't know why, but in eagle pose, what we do is we bend one leg and we cross one over the other. Now, here's what I want to show you, is that if your balance isn't working today, then just keep your knees bent and bring the other toe to the floor, okay? So you'll be balanced. But I want to start first with your arms. So bring your arms out to shoulder height. Bring your right arm under your left. I'm not doing the mirror image so I don't get messed up here. So your right arm is under your left. And then release your hands. You're either bringing your hands, front hand to the back, both back hands together, or if you can, you're bringing your fingers inside of your palm. All right, now it's really important in Eagle that you bend a lot. So when the right arm is under the left, the right leg will be on top of the left. So it's always the opposite. If your right hand is below, your right leg will be on top. All right, so really sit down nice and low as you can. And then come up onto the ball of your right foot. You're lifting it up and you're crossing it over and you're trying to wrap it around the other leg. Your attention will naturally almost go to your third eye in this posture. And release. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, float them down. Now, interestingly, I guess it's the falcon, but I would say the eagle too. Apparently they can see 200 miles away. Something like a lot. So again, the idea is that we can see beyond what you can see with your physical eye. Your third eye allows you to see further beyond. So take the arms out to the shoulder height again. Now your left arm is coming under your right. Reach your shoulder blades so you know you've really stretched your arms as much as you can. And then release. And again, don't force anything. If you've got shoulder issues, just be mindful, practice with awareness, respect, and compassion for wherever your body is today. So because the left arm is under, the left leg will go on top of the right. So once again, bend a lot. Come up onto the ball of your left leg. Lift it up and wrap it around. And release, sweep the arms up. Exhale, down. Turn sideways on your mat, whichever side you like. Turn your toes out. So spread, yep, choose who you want to look at here. Turn your toes out, so your legs need to be at least 3 feet apart or you will struggle with this. So legs are nice and wide. Take your arms out to shoulder height. Fold from your hips. And bring your fingertips in front of your face. And then let's lunge over to the left, bringing your bum close to heel. Feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Up and over to the other side. And coming back to the center, with your fingertips tented just below your head, inhale, sweep the right arm up, reaching up, stretching up, looking up. But again, you can have your eyes closed and look on your third eye. Exhale, float that arm down. Inhale, sweep the other arm up, reaching up, stretching up. Exhale, float it down. Walk your feet back in towards one another. One last posture before Shavasana. So we're going to do another version of dolphin, but this will be dolphin plank pose. In dolphin plank pose, once again, your hands will be in prayer. Your forearms are on the floor, and you're coming into a plank pose. And I just want you to imagine that your thumbs are pointing and creating a line of energy to your third eye. So your elbows should be underneath your shoulders, shoulders away from your ears, your toes are curled under. This is called dolphin plank. Visualize a line of energy from Anjali Mudra, your heart center mudra, to your third eye. Pull your bellies in, pull your rib cage, Also in and release. Okay, come on onto your backs. Good work, everybody. And we'll just make sure our lower backs are tip-top magoo before we end up today. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlock your fingers around the knee. Straighten the left leg out in front. Place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and draw it across your body, extending your right arm out to the right side and perhaps turning your head towards the right with your right knee over to the left. And bring that knee back to center. Draw your left knee up and extend your right leg straight down in front. And with your right hand on the outside of your left knee, draw it across your body over to the right side, extending your left arm out to the left side with your head, if you like, turning to the left. I just remembered I forgot to put my sign up asking the little kids to exit quietly, but maybe they'll remember. But no matter what, we bless these little kids. They're born into a very interesting time, and we hope they'll do well. And bring that knee back to center. And extend it out in front. If you have your iPad or something to cover your eyes, place it over your eyes now. It's always good to cover your eyes. This also helps us to bring our awareness and our attention inwards. Instead of always our attention going out, balance is so key in life. Palms are facing up in the open and receiving position, far enough away from your body that you can feel your shoulders relaxing and supported. Tilt your chin towards the center of your chest to lengthen the back of your neck. Separate the biting surfaces of the teeth, relax the jaw. Relax your lips. Let your eyeballs sink into their sockets. And bring your awareness to the skin on your forehead. Relaxing the forehead. Relax your scalp, your skull. Relax your brain. Allowing your breath to flow in through your nostrils, pushing your belly up, exhaling, relaxing your belly. Breathe like a baby. foundation of all life in this entire universe is the subtle life force energy of prana. The prana is contained in the oxygen that we breathe. It's an energy that flows through our bodies and generates every single action. From the big, gross moments and activities to the minute biochemical processes, everything depends on prana. It's interesting to note at this point in this session that so much of what governs our physical, mental, and emotional health is invisible. Can't be seen, can't be touched. And yet we are in command of the ship. Recognize the power you have to be well, to be energized, and to be joyful. That's our natural essence of being. Inhaling the life force long, full, and deep. And deep, exhaling. Inhaling very, very deep. And let it all go. Stretch your arms over behind your heads, reaching and stretching, point feet far, flex and point, and drop your arms down by your side. Take your time to roll over onto your side. Your right is preferred, but whichever side you like. Bending your knees, and then using your top arm to press yourself back up into a seated position. The seed mantra of AJNA Chakra is Om, and it's A-U-M. We see it spelled both ways, O-M, A-U-M. But let's visualize as we chant it one time, and you can make the sound or you can do it silently, but visualize that energy in your third eye. Inhaling together. Om Shanti, Namaste. Thank you so much. Salutations.